Somewhere right now there's a 28-year-old working a full-time job, driving for Uber 3 nights a week, selling handmade candles on Etsy, running a drop shipping store he hasn't touched in 6 weeks, and taking an online course about how to monetize his personal brand. He is exhausted, he is behind on sleep, his relationships are frying at the edges, his full-time job performance is quietly slipping, his candle business made $30 last quarter, his dropshipping store has never turned a profit, his personal brand has 47 followers. And every Sunday night he opens Instagram and sees another reel about how one more side hustle is the answer. So he watches it and he feels the familiar mixture of inspiration and guilt, and Monday morning he wakes up tired and does it all again. This is not a success story in progress, this is a trap, a beautifully designed, algorithmically optimized course selling trap, and it has captured an entire generation of hardworking people who deserve better advice. Welcome to the Top Finance. Today we'll talk about the side hustle industrial complex and why the answer to your financial problems probably isn't another income stream, it's fewer, better ones. The modern side hustle obsession didn't appear from nowhere, it was manufactured deliberately by people who profit from your belief in it. Here's the timeline. The 2008 financial crisis wiped out job security from the entire generation. Stable employment became a myth. People needed supplemental income to survive, not to get rich, just to pay rent after their hours got cut or their industry collapsed. The gig economy filled the gap. Uber, Airbnb, TaskRabbit, Fiverr, these platforms didn't create side hustlers, they monetized desperation and called it an entrepreneurship. Then the content industry noticed. Side hustle content exploded on YouTube around 2015 to 2018 because it performed. It got clicks, it generated hope. Hope is the most clickable emotion on the internet. And then the course industry arrived, because if you can't convince someone that a side hustle is the answer to their financial problems, and then convince them that the reason their side hustle isn't working is that they need more education, you have created a customer who will buy from you forever. The side hustle gospel is not a financial advice, it's a marketing funnel with you at the bottom of it. Let's do what this channel does and actually run numbers. The average side hustle in America generates between $200 and $1,000 per month according to surveys. Let's be generous and say 500. Now let's count the real cost. Time investment. Most side hustle require 10 to 20 hours per week to generate meaningful income. Let's say 15. At your full-time equivalent hourly rate, let's say 25 an hour. That's 375 worth of your time per week. 1500 per month of time value being spent to generate 500 in revenue. You are losing 1000 a month in time value to make 500 before expenses. Now add expensive, the Etsy listing fee, the Uber vehicle depreciation, the software subscription, the advertising spend on a dropshipping store, the course you bought to learn the skill, the equipment, the supplies. Now add the tax treatment. Side hustle income is a self-employment income. It gets hit with the self-employment tax, 15.3% on the top of your regular income tax rate. That's 500 just became 380 after self-employment tax alone. And now add the hidden cost that nobody puts in the spreadsheet. The cost of doing your full-time job tired. The cost of relationships strained by absence. The cost of health decisions made by someone running on 4 hours of sleep and chronic cortisol. These costs are real, they don't just appear on your income statement. The side hustle math only works when the side hustle income exceeds the full cost in time, money, health, and opportunity of generating it. And most side hustle never reach that threshold. Here's the question that should be asked before starting any side hustle but almost never is. What else could you do with those 15 hours a week? Option 1. Invest them in your primary career. The average person who dedicates serious time to skill development and strategic networking in their primarily field sees salary increases of 20 to 40% over 5 years compared to peers who coast. A 30% salary increase on 60,000 salary is 18,000 per month every year, compounding building, without self-employment tax, without the candle supplies. Option 2. Invest the mental energy in actual saving. 15 hours a week spent understanding index funds, tax advantage accounts, and basic asset allocation will do more for your 30-year wealth trajectory than most side hustles generate in lifetime. Option 3. Rest. Genuinely, completely. The research on cognitive performance, decision-making quality, and creative output after adequate rest versus chronic sleep deprivation is not subtle. Exhausted people make worse financial decisions, worse career decisions, worse relationship decisions. The compounding cost of chronic exhaustion is invisible on a spreadsheet and devastating in real life. The side hustle opportunity cost is not just what you spend, it's what you don't build while you're spending it. Let's be fair, because some side hustles are genuinely worth doing. The problem is not side hustles, the problem is the wrong side hustles pursued for the wrong reasons with the wrong expectations. Here's the framework that separates the useful from the trap. Rule 1. It must leverage existing skills. The side hustle that pays you is the one where you're already in the top 20% of competence. A software engineer doing freelance development, a teacher creating tutoring content, a marketer consulting for small businesses. You are not learning a new skill to generate income, you are monetizing a skill you already have. Learning curve is the enemy of the side hustle profitability. Rule 2. The hourly rate must be worth the trade. If your side hustle doesn't pay you at least 1.5 times your primary job hourly rate, it's not worth your time, the tax treatment, or the energy. You're better off working overtime if that option exists. Rule 3. It must have a ceiling or an exit. The best side hustles either have a natural endpoint, a specific financial goal you're funding, or they have a path to become passive. Trading time indefinitely for a fixed hourly rate is just a second job. It does not build wealth, it builds exhaustion. Rule number 4. It must not cannibalize your primary income. If your side hustle is visibly affecting your performance at your main job, and your main job is your primary wealth building vehicle right now, the side hustle is net negative regardless of what it's generating. The side hustles worth doing are rare, specific, and usually boring. Freelancing in your primary field, consulting, renting an existing asset. They don't make great Instagram content, that's how you know they're real. Here's the alternative that nobody is selling you because there's no course to sell. Pick one thing and go deep. Not 5 income streams, not a portfolio of hustles. One thing that leverages your best existing skills, pays a rate worth the trade, and has a clear path to either ending or becoming passive. Pursue it with 20% of your available energy, not 80. Protect your primary income, protect your sleep, protect your relationships. The side hustles that works is the one you can sustain for 3 years without burning down the rest of your life. And while you're doing that, automate your investments. Every month before the side hustle money hits your lifetime spending, move a fixed amount into index funds. The side hustle's real job is not to replace your salary, it's to accelerate your investment timeline. Most people use side hustles income to upgrade their lifestyle. That feels like winning. It is not winning. It's a converting exhaustion directly into consumption with no lasting financial impact. The side hustle that changes your life is the one that funds your assets, not your apartment upgrade. So here's the actual checklist before you start your next income stream. Does it use a skill I already have at a high level? If no, stop. Build the skill first. Does it pay at least 1.5 times my primary hourly rate? If no, stop. Your time is worth more than that. Can I do it on 20% of my available energy without damaging my primary income or my health? If no, stop. Exhausted side hustler is a worse version of the person they were before they started. Does the income have a clear path to assets, not lifestyle? If no, stop. You are building a second job, not a wealth engine. If the answer to all fall for is yes, start. Small, sustainable, boring. The side hustle industrial complex sold you the fantasy of multiple income streams as the path to freedom. The reality is that the most people would be wealthier, healthier and happier with one income stream optimized well, one investment account automated aggressively and 8 hours of sleep. That content doesn't go viral. That's exactly what nobody is selling it. This is the Tough Finance. We don't sell you the hustle, we tell you the truth about it. Subscribe because next video is going to make your Etsy store even more uncomfortable than this one did. And if you currently have 3 side hustles that all are losing money, pick the least bad one, kill the rest, sleep.